Hey, what's up guys? So Crossbones has been officially buffed, the update is live, and I have had a quick play around with him. I've done around 2 Winter Soldier Realm of Legends fights and 1 Captain Marvel fight, which you're watching right now, and I have to say, he's definitely got improved. So I haven't actually tested out any of his, necessarily utility, but we're definitely looking at the damage today, and I can tell you there's been a significant damage increase. So my original Crossbones gameplay video, the fight took around 6 to 7 minutes, let's say. Now in this fight, it takes around 3.5 to 5 minutes. So this fight is the 3.5 minute fight I got with Captain Marvel. The other one was with Winter Soldier, and that wasn't as good. But yeah, I've got a few synergies going on here. I don't have the Mangog one, so we don't have the extended Fury duration, because I don't have him, but also I just want to make this a bit more realistic. But we're just trying to keep those Furies up. We're just going to try and keep going along, pounding out that damage. And the rotation we have done, as you might have just seen, we threw an SP3 at the beginning, ramped up to that SP3 so we could get this crit buff, so that every time we do not crit, but instead we're going to gain a Fury buff. And this is how we're ramping up our Furies. Also, the SP1 is going to give us a bunch of Furies, and the SP2 is there for the big damage. So yeah, Crossbones damage definitely has increased. This matchup was a lot quicker than I expected. This is a 5-star rank 3 as well. His hit count went down to around 220 hits, I think, instead of 300. So that's 80 less hits than before, which is pretty good. He also got a little bit of prestige bump as well, which is pretty cool. But in general, this buff is semi-decent in my opinion, because first of all, a few problems are we've got this Civil Warrior situation, which is a bit unfortunate because that buff went to got a bit of trouble because people were really frustrated at how hard it was to refresh those Furies. And we have a similar sort of type of situation here where there are a few ways to refresh the Furies, one by heavy intercepting or just heavy attacking to pause them. However, his heavy attack doesn't have the best reach, and it's very hard to implement into certain fights. For example, this Captain Marvel fight, her special attacks cannot be intercepted. Like, they cannot be heavy intercepted. There's no way. Certain heavy special attacks and heavy attacks on Winter Soldiers can be, and the last match I did that. However, in some matchups, that's going to be extremely hard, and also sometimes you will forget to go back and hold to get your, basically like lock-on ability to gain those Furies, and your power rate will go up quite a bit. But yeah, the Furies, they go all over the place, and that's the problem with my main problem here is the damage is fluctuating all the time. It goes up and down a lot, and it's not very consistent and stable. If you had the ability to just stack these Furies and keep them, maintain them very easily, it'd be a lot better, I think. But from what I've just got from the first time playing him round, it doesn't seem like the most sustainable sort of thing to do. And in a matchup in like endgame where you can't just be into the opponent, this doesn't look the most practical thing. And as well as that, yeah, the damage is still really good. As you can see, we're getting like 1.5k off that Incinerate. Definitely improved stuff. It's not good enough, I think, to prohibit how stressful it is to maintain these Furies and how aggressive you have to be in a playstyle. But there it is. That is the first matchup, which is dead in 211 hits. So once again, I might be completely wrong about this and be slated in the comments like I kind of was for some certain buffs like the Yellow Jacket. However, Yellow Jacket's buff is evidently still an awful buff in my opinion because there's no damage. But so yeah, Crossbones right now to me seems like a significant improvement. However, it's not good enough to put him into the meta as a top 5 or even top 10 skill champion. And I know I only have a 5-star rank 3, and I can't wait to see someone use a 6-star rank 3 Crossbones and see what that does. But I think this is fairly realistic for a free-to-play player. And as you can see there, we did get the heavy attack off of the SP1 there, but it's just very hard to keep that up all the time. So yeah, we're going for an SP3. This is the second Winter Soldier fight I did, which was a bit longer. This one took like 5 minutes instead of like 3 minutes compared to the other one, or something like that. And yeah, it's definitely not as good. It's kind of just my background gameplay, so I can talk a bit more about the things that I wanted changed. Because first of all, I'll just say this, the SP2 is extremely satisfying to throw off. However, in these matchups, the SP2 is the least important special attack throw-off, which is just so upsetting for me because the SP1 I think is a real shame in this game. It's just such a boring special attack. Like, he just slams down and then slams with his fist, and that is it. As I said before, this guy has knives, bombs, and guns, you know, all that good stuff, and he doesn't use any of it. And the SP3 is really cool and all, but an SP3 in the rotation is just longer matchups, and I'm not a big fan of that. So yeah, I'll show you what I wanted the SP1 to be changed to. So yeah, something including that knife he has, which comes out of his fist, I think would be very cool. However, they have not incorporated that into any of his animations at all, and instead we have this ground pound, which is very, very boring to throw off, and I have to throw off like 10 of those in this matchup, plus like a few SP3s, so it gets a bit boring, and that SP2 is so good, but it just doesn't get to be used until you're at a point where you have enough Furies and you think it's worth slowing down your damage rotation. So yeah, to be honest, that bit is a bit disappointing to me. And also a mini side note, the SP2 also deals 2 incinerates against a hero champion and 1 against a non-hero. And I've always never understood, like, it's 3 gunshots, shouldn't it be 3 incinerates and then probably against a hero like 6, like double, or 4, you're just, you know, an added 1, like, you know, if Nick Fury does a gunshot, it's going to do a bleed. I mean, or 3 knife shots, it's going to do a few bleeds. So, yeah, that's just a little thing, obviously, I've not understood. And also that SP1, if it was changed, could have some bleeds brought into it, which would be pretty cool, you know, just as another thing that most skilled champions have. So, yeah, I'm kind of waffling on here. So, overall, I'm not too sure what to make of this buff right now. However, I am decently impressed, but I'm going to have to wait to see what more is to come from this guy, and right now I am not over the moon, and I will not be ranking him up any more than to rank 3, which he's at right now, but at least he's got some love, and I hope to see how people use him. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like and subscribe if you did, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Also, where's the suicide bombing SP3?
That's just the drugs. Don't they make you feel numb? You can't feel it all. Maybe if we loved ourselves, it wouldn't be so hard. Wouldn't be so hard to love each other. I don't think we're in love. That's just the drugs.